Hey, what's going on? My name's Andrew, you can call me Pooch, and I'd like to welcome you to the Less Lonely channel. I'm really glad you're here. Quick note for all of the new faces, I just want to welcome you to the creative journey. We're in it together now. Today we're tackling product photography with continuous lighting using this beautiful bottle of juice and my new Aputure 120D Mark II. The goal here is to show you how I use continuous light for product photography in hopes that we get some really good pictures and two, you leave inspired to kind of implement this on your own. Studio lighting can feel intimidating, but I promise you it doesn't have to be. So first things first, let's talk about the light. This light is the latest addition to the studio. Recently I was working on some product photography and I stopped my shoot halfway through because I was about to lose my freaking mind. You see, before this guy, I was working with a different light. This guy, the Godox SL 60 watt light. Now don't get me wrong, this here is a great light. It was the first studio light I ever bought, but the output has just not been enough to keep up with my other lights, and I just feel like I'm kind of outgrowing it. This light has served its purpose well, it helped me get started, and I recommend it for anyone who's just diving in and wanting to get their first studio light. But for now, we gotta kiss this baby. Mwah. Goodbye. Back to the 120D. Normally I just throw a softbox on this guy, literally the softbox I'm using right now to light my face. Here, I'll give you guys a little behind the scenes of what that looks like.
There you are. There's the softbox. Massive, soft light, perfectly hitting my face to give you that nice
separation. Dramatic lighting. But here's the challenge I have with this softbox. Because of its size, it's a little limited, and I really want to create that natural light look of like a light shooting through a window. And the way we're going to achieve that is by using a large piece of diffusion. Shooting our light through a piece of diffusion like this is one, going to give our light a really soft quality, while also increasing its size. It's going to give us a larger spread. All right, we've got our light sorted. Now it's time for the setup. My main goal with this shoot is a clean, simple look. For the photo itself, I decided to go with a flat light look to incorporate some other elements to really bring this photo together. Since we're using this bottle of juice, I figured you might as well have some of the elements to go along with said juice. In an ideal world, I'd use natural light for everything I shoot, but this isn't an ideal world. This is reality. Damn, I just made myself sad. Alright, with that dose of reality, let's dial in the light and set up the scene. Like all Aputure lights, the 120D comes with precise controls that allow me to dial in its output. From here, it's just a matter of some fine adjustments like distance from the diffusion and flat light arrangement. We gotta pay attention to things like shadows and reflection, but once we get that set up, we're ready to go. I'm pretty happy with how things turned out, and I hope this inspires you to either take the leap or refine your product photography with consistent lighting. Like I said before, using studio lights for product photography can be intimidating, but if I were to impart like one piece of maybe encouragement or inspiration in this process, I would say stay open to experimentation. Now, the caveat here is that if you're working for a client, definitely get it to as good as you possibly can. But if we're just learning and just growing, that's a totally different story. All I'm saying is that you might go through everything I just did step by step and get a result that you're not wild about. Maybe you don't even like how I did it. And that's the point. Show your work and then do it again over and over and over until you come to a place where you can look at it and say, damn, that's awesome. And with that, we're putting a wrap on today's video. Thank you guys so much for being with me on my creative journey. I feel a lot less lonely when I can share the process with you. If you want to feel less lonely on your creative journey, then I'd recommend dropping a like, leaving a comment, and then ultimately subscribing. You see, it's those small acts of putting yourself out there and opening up your creative journey to others that this whole channel is built on. In other words, you don't have to go it alone. Here's to being creative together and feeling less lonely in the process. You feel that? That camaraderie? I can like feel it through the lens. I hope you feel it through your screen. I'm like reaching out to you. Camaraderie. Okay. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.